welcome back everyone for some more Ace Attorney Dual Destinies here on the Switch. And we are ready to conclude case number 3 here in the case against Juniper Woods. And last time around we heard from Professor Aristotle Means after we've implicated him to be the prime suspect in the murder of Professor Constance Court. And now we're going to be continuing to try to get to the truth and once and for all pin this crime on him. But before we do so, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. So without further ado, let's finish this case. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Means was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. If we consider the facts, then Lady Justice was moved in order to point us to the body. Professor Means used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. He wanted to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way of pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi. Gah, that's quite a persuasive argument. For a while there, I thought you weren't taking the trial seriously. Well done. You should never underestimate me, Athena Sykes. Professor Means always means what he says and says what he means by all means. Fine then. Say it already. I'm waiting. The murder occurred the night before, but the body wasn't found until late the next day. Countless students passed the stage till they met in the lecture hall for the mock trial. So, answer me this. Why didn't anyone see the body that entire time? That can be explained by, if the victim was murdered on the stage and left there, the body would inevitably have been discovered. And of course, there was nowhere to hide a body upon that stage. This is not good, Athena. Our claim is this close to being beaten up pulp. I know, but we've come so far. Consider yourself schooled. I couldn't have possibly killed anyone. The killer is none other than Juniper Woods. It always has been and it always will be. Hey there, Frog. Should I say Francis? Just wait a minute. Poor Juniper. She must seriously regret having asked you to defend her. And to add insult to injury, you nearly had you convicted for murder. Surely you haven't forgotten that little fiasco? Ah! Not only did you fail to defend your client, you also raised false charges against her friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer. This is not looking good. But if this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain? Well, I just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? Don't tell me I failed once again. Failed to save someone near and dear to me. I've worked so hard to become a lawyer, and even studied psychology. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again? Athena, what's wrong? Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Relax, Athena. Breathe. It's not working. Everything's going dark. After all I've done, is this how it ends? Forgive me, Junie. I couldn't protect you like I said I would. You leave Athena alone, man. She's the one who saved me. It was because of Athena that I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved the friendship between you, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best. But I raised false charges against you. And that's not all. I've done some seriously unforgivable things. Heh, what's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. You used legitimate means to expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important. But what does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I've come so far is... It's not over yet, Athena. Even though at this very moment, I still believe in you. Junie, I know you better than most people, Athena. And I know you'd never surrender the dark age of the law like the professor did. Thank you, Junie, but I feel like I can barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence!
Stop your bleeding this instant. You look an utter fool. Prosecutor Prackwill? There is one who awaits you, is there not? Excuse me. And that is the reason you have studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up on all you have worked for thus far? It would not do to have you disappoint you-know-who. You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me. No evidence or anything else to establish my guilt. You are hopeless before the might of lawyers with whom the ends justifies the means.
Objection!
Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. The truth will always win against people like him. But Apollo, what am I supposed to do now? Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath and look back over the entire case. If there's truth to be found, and there always is, you're sure to find it. Now, let me see you smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Thanks, everyone. You don't have to worry about me now. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Prepare for your utter defeat. Professor Court wasn't killed in the Earth Room. She was killed right where her body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body there from somewhere else. That means the body had to have been hidden somewhere on stage until it was found. Let's think along these lines and see where it takes us. First up, when did Professor Means remove the body from its hiding place? Well, let's see, what was he doing right before the body was discovered? He was using the span of time his fake alibi created to move the body to where it would be more easily spotted. Therefore, the only time Professor Means could have removed the body from its hiding place is during the mock trial. It was during the mock trial, specifically, well, it was during the speech. Professor Means moved the body to an easily seen location during his long pre-recorded speech. Professor also moved something to the stage that wasn't there before. Specifically, it was the white statue. During the mock trial, Professor Means wrapped the White Lady Justice in the school banner and sent it zipping down the stage with a crash, killing two birds with one stone. He drew attention to the body and made it look like the murder occurred in the Earth Room, but was there anywhere to hide a body on that stage? It doesn't seem likely. No, there had to be someplace. Wait a second. How about something that should have been finished but was only mostly done? Something was used to cover the body up, but it didn't draw undue attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. And that way no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. What was already on the stage and capable of concealing the body? Well, it was the statue that was never finished, the one that we were unable to put together. That was the Wraith statue. The body was hidden by Wraith's statue. Oh, I know! The Mr. Wraith statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped under some cloth to hide what was really inside, cleverly disguising it as the boss's statue. Miss Newman gave up on the Wraith statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night. Yes, what an impressive feat that was.
Objection!
No, his so-called work of art deserves none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work. The murder of Professor Court. Come again? I'm afraid I don't follow. He hid the body by making it look like the statue of Mr. Wraith. With the body wrapped under a piece of cloth, it looked just like a statue. What? I second that. What? Now this is getting interesting. No, this is getting preposterous. How would such a thing even be possible?
Objection!
We'll never know until we try. Uh-oh. Think I know where this is going. Okay, Apollo. Time to turn me into a reasonable likeness of Mr. Wraith. I'm gonna pose like the statue, like so. And now I want you to wrap me up in a cloth so that I look like a statue. I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth? I'm afraid this isn't the right color, Mr. Justice. Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor. Alright, I think that about does it. Well, what do you think, everyone? Excuse me. Do I look just like a statue of Mr. Wraith, or what? Looks like some random person to me. Weren't the statues a pair of busts? Phoenix Wraith has that spiky hair in the back of his head. Forget the hair, the statue's head is way bigger than your average person's anyway. You gotta hand it to me for trying anyway. Wait, that's it! The hands! Her arms are raised over her head and there are dark bruises around her wrists. Yeah, the professor was probably tied up or something. The marks on her wrists indicated she had been tied up. Apollo, tie me up in a new pose. Wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you? What? No. Besides, it was your idea. Just tell me how to tie your hands already. Professor Quartz's wrists were tied together, and I can't help but think that's related. How should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given her hands are tied? Well, if we're imitating Phoenix's hair, it would have to be behind my head. Apollo, tie both my hands behind my head. See? This makes it possible to fake the spikes on the back of Mr. Wraith's head. Sure, but then what about the statue's arm? With both arms behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awfully hard to make the objection pose like this. I can't help thinking you've forgotten something, Athena. Something on the body that you don't have right now. What did the victim's body have that I don't? Well, it had an arrow.
Take that!
Oh, right. There was an arrow sticking out of her side. Okay, Apollo, take that and plunge it into my side. Well, what are you, crazy? Fine, then go get some duct tape. Rapido, schnell. Alright, I don't need to know other languages to know bossy when I hear it. Poor Apollo. There we go. The fatal arrow to the side. Spiky hair created from 2 hands? Masterpiece in the making. Now cover me with that cloth. But remember to make arrows stand out, okay? Mommy, the arm's too short. Shh. Remember your inner voice, dear. Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. But... what else could you use for the arm? Let me go ahead and save. Still won't give up, eh? I must commend you, if only for your spirit and determination. Of course she's not giving up. After all she's put me through, she owes me an explanation, and one that makes sense. Now, disappoint me again and the penalty will be doubly painful. Yikes. Guess I better get it right this time. Think, Athena. Think. Professor Quark was murdered when she stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. It wasn't premeditated. He must have used something close at hand in his little ruse. Apollo, show me those stage setup photos again? Like that? Right now? Well, okay, hold on. Please, 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 please be in this photo. It just has to be. The Ermin and Mr. H statue is really this right here. Well, it was this staff.
Take that!
Got it. I know what he used for the arm on the statue of Mr. Ray. This is absurd. There's no such thing in this photo. Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there. Staff? This is the spear of a great legal warrior. Whatever, just hurry up and lend it to me. The length is perfect. Mr. Ray couldn't possibly object to such an awesome arm. Okay, go for it, Apollo. Sure, I'll give your arm a hand. Cloth and binding coming right up.
Objection!
Oh, wow. It's Phoenix Ray. Look, it's that famous lawyer. That's definitely him. I'd know that pose anywhere. We did it. Didn't we? Well, am I not the spitting image of the legendary Phoenix Ray? The man who will bring us out of these dark ages into an era of brilliant golden light. Golden light? All I see before me is the pink specter of a man. That's just because Mr. Ray likes his statue. He possibly tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink? Ah, that joke deserves a pink slip. I love it. It seems the gallery is quite impressed with the defense's sharp thinking. And the witness? Bah! The resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence.
Objection!
Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I can prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence. To prove that a spear was thrust into the victim, all I have to do is, well, all we have to do is test the spear for blood. We had assumed the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcibly shoved in, but if the wound was from a spear instead, then we should be able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it. Your Honor, a brief recess if you will. By any means possible. Where have I get rid of my spear? Wait, where have I burn it? What's wrong with a non-guilty verdict? If I do, then I'll be found innocent. Yes, I'm innocent, I'll tell you.
Objection!
Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now I ask you in the gallery. Help me decide the professor's fate. Bathroom detail? Retake bar exam? 30% salary? Dismissal? That's actually quite funny. Ouch. Prosecutor Blackwell, what has become of our witness, Aristotle Means? It is as Sextono suspected. Blood was detected on his staff. He has admitted to this heinous crime. All of it. He shall join us in the Clink tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there. Great, he'll teach felons that the end justifies the means. So much for rehabilitation. Can I ask what the professor's motive was? Humph, I could barely make out a word he said on account of his shattered teeth. One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist, too? I eventually had him put pen to paper. It turns out Professor Means was the one taking bribes. The victim had suspected him after a report from the class snitch. That led her to question him at the length the day of the killing. Right there on that stage. The result? The heinous crime that was brought before this court. The fool, like Newman, had come to know of the script's contents via the victim's note. It seems he came up with a plan to stab the victim with her own awl in order to make the killing look like the one in the script and thus frame the defendant. But that scrap of paper used name had the same mark as Professor Quart's planner. Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating at the top of their class. Really? So then... Indeed, once upon a time, Professor Means was also awarded the same notebook. The handwriting is being analyzed now, but like as not, the scrap belonged to him. This, too, was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had attained. Know that Constance Court was clean, and that only Aristotle Means took the bribes. To think a professor would murder a colleague, then try to pin her on a student. This is the dark age of the law, then we can only hope that a brighter future awaits. And the first step is to hand down my verdict for a promising young lady. This court finds defendant Juniper Words not guilty. Hey there, Dawn. I wish you all the best on your road to becoming a courtroom judge. We will need young people like you, if we ever hope to restore the law to its former glory. Yes, Your Honor. I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all of you to make a difference. Proudly serve Professor Quart's memory. Do not let her death be in vain. Last thing I expected to hear from him today. Court is adjourned. And with that, we have secured the acquittal of Juniper Words. Alright. October 26th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thank you, Thena. I really mean it. It was nothing, really. I can take the biggest tangled mess of a case and unravel it just like that. I don't know. You look pretty wound up at the end. Literally and figuratively. You look pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster. I wanted to thank you too, Apollo. Don't mention it. The way you were always there for Thena when she was in a bind, and at the detention center where your smile gave me hope when there was none, it was like the warm rays of the sun shining down on peaceful woodlands. I think you're an absolutely amazing person. Thanks, Juniper, that means a lot to me. But I still have lots of work to do, and I can't wait until to see you on the judge's bench. I promise you I'll get there someday. That's why until that day, I'll... Guys, I've got some big news. I mean, this is huge. Oh, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay, I think. So what's the big news? The school festival. It was supposed to have been cancelled after what happened, but... Hey there, Recordometer. We just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Court, who worked so hard to make it happen, the festival is being extended one extra day until tomorrow. Really? Alright. That is good news.
We've got a special treat for all of you. A love letter for Themis Legal Academy. Achtung, baby. It's time for the Guitar Serenade.
October 27th, Themis Legal Academy, 3rd floor lecture hall. Wow, that was so much fun! School festivals are amazing! I think you and Robin are getting a little carried away. Ah, your singing voice, Juniper. It could melt my H-E-A-R-T. Mr. Ray, thank you for that training seminar. Just remember, the objection pose is all about attitude. Oh, and congrats on your mock trial win. Although Robin had you for a while there. I did, didn't I? But I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll stick with becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm gonna make up for my mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court. Mock trial loss? What loss? Wait, did we prize the trial and Hugh won? Level-headed lawyer course genius and hot-blooded prosecutor course student will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the She-Devil's Black Heart. So, does this mean it's really gonna happen? Juniper, there's something I've been wanting to say to you. Huh? Oh, is he gonna do what I think he is? Juniper. Can we still be friends? You know, best friends like we've always been. Huh? Best friends? You, weren't you going to profess your love for Juniper if you win a mock trial? No, I was going to confess that I'm not a genius, that I'm really 25 years old. But you already dragged that out of me during the trial. Oops. Listen, Hugh. You too, Robin, Miriam. But me too? Miriam's got this tactical espionage action stuff down to science. I've been thinking, it's up to us to put an end to the Dark Age of the Law if we can. Let's all work together to usher in a new age where winning only results from the truth, and the end never justifies the means. Count me in. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not saying that. Best friends forever, huh? No matter what anyone says, nothing beats true friendship. You bet. And what about your BFF, Apollo? Aren't you a bit old to be using that word? But yeah, he's the best friend a guy could ever have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about the new girl in the office. Hey, no talk about me behind my back. So what kind of guy is he anyway? Well, if I had to describe him in one word. And so, after some slight arm twisting, Apollo promised to bring me to meet his friend. Unfortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. For not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And the bonds between us began to fray and unravel as well. Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind? And so concludes Case 3, Turnabout Academy. But don't worry, we will not have to wait long at all. As a matter of fact, we are beginning the next case tomorrow. And as you can see, Turnabout Academy has been awarded. We are going to save here, and next time I see you guys, which will be tomorrow, we're immediately jumping into case number 4, which is titled Cosmic Turnabout. And then immediately after that, we're going to be doing the 5th case, which is Turnabout for tomorrow. But we're just going to go right straight into things. Like I said at the beginning of this case, we're going straight from the beginning of this month, clear to the end of the next month, with Ace Attorney Dual Destiny. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I'll be seeing you guys again next time.